Welcome to How to Use Virtual Classroom in the Jarvis Online Brightspace Learning Environment. Here is what your course looks like when you log in, as what you've seen probably on many videos. And again, we're using our faculty training course, so there may be a few things that are different, but essentially the functionalities are the same. Virtual Classroom is this exciting tool that D2L launched this year or late last year that allows you to have virtual classroom experiences right within the platform. So I want to share with you exactly how to do that. There are a lot of use cases for this, and I'm going to include in the video description some information directly to Brightspace and the Brightspace community on how other faculty are using it. Some use it for office hours, some use it for actual live sessions, and some use it for tutorials, as a few examples. So everyone has this navigation bar here. You can change your nav bar, but everyone has this. And I'm going to link to, you have virtual classroom and video assignments, and I'll do a separate video on video assignments because this is a new feature as well. When you click on that, it is going to launch this particular window that shows you your meetings that you have scheduled. So you don't have to schedule a Zoom meeting. You can partner it with a personal Zoom account, but everything is available right here and with a few more functionalities than you would have for Zoom per se. So what you do to schedule a meeting, you see here there are no active meetings and no recorded meetings. Active meetings are only those that are going to be coming up scheduled. Once you launch the meeting, once you have the meeting, you will see no active meetings here. So I'm going to schedule the meeting and we're going to call it Faculty Training on Virtual. Sorry about that. Virtual Classroom. And we're going to do a meeting date of today. And the time we're going to put for, let's just say 2:33. So we're going to go with 2:30. Looks like I can only do those particular intervals. So, and then you can always choose to have it right now. Let's say you have a student who contacts you and then they say, I want to have a meeting now. You can do that. And here is this a weekly meeting that you're having with your students? Let's say you have weekly drop-in course hours every 2 weeks, so on and so forth. You can determine that here. Also right here, you can automatically record the meeting. You can allow external participants. Let's just say that you are launching this to have someone, say a guest lecturer, to come into your class and speak to your class. And do you want to invite the entire class or is this just for someone? If not, you can uncheck it. Let's just say it's for the entire class and it tells you, please note that the maximum possible number of users in this meeting is 50 because we do have the base use, and the maximum duration is 60 because again, we have the base use. And so I'm going to save that. And then you see here, active meetings, we now have this faculty training on virtual classroom under our active meetings. You can choose to copy that link and send it to students. You can edit it. You can because it's a whole class meeting, you don't have this capacity, but if you wanted to manage invites to a particular student or person, you could do that. Or if you just need to edit it, had some misinformation, what have you, or you need to change it, you could always do that as well, or you can just launch it. Now, the launch will not work unless you go back and edit it and click the now button, unless it's time for the meeting. So I want to show you how to add this, let's say, to your course content. So you see that there is a virtual classroom meeting here. You've scheduled it. Let's go back to our content. Let's say that you want to set these meetings up in advance. We have asked you to, and it will be more information provided about this in the fall, but if you wanted to include more, let's say, virtual meetings that are optional for students, you can do that. Let's just say in Module 2 or in the first week of our course, rather than, or even in the welcome, rather than have an introduction, maybe we want to have, let's use a different module because I put a test right there to see how it works. But you want to have a face-to-face meeting. So I'm going to click on this module tab here, and I'm going to add existing virtual classroom. So let me just show you that again. I'm going to highlight here by just clicking on it. I'm going to highlight the module that I would like to insert that meeting, and I'm going to click on Add Existing and Virtual Classroom. And once I click at that, you see that this meeting has populated because I already had it scheduled. Let's just say you wanted to schedule them for the entire semester or the entire term, excuse me, you could do that. And I'm going to unhide it and make it visible. And you can see here that it says the moderator is myself. Here's the invite link. Again, if you wanted to copy that link or copy the entire invitation to send it via email to students to let them know, but it's here for a reminder. It says the starting time, and it gives the students pre-checks for them to click, and also the tips. So stuff that you don't even have to put in yourself that lets them know exactly what they need to do. And it says your meeting starts in 55 minutes. This will be blue once that meeting is launched. It's going to say enter meeting room, and the students can click on it. So that now is something, this little icon here tells the student, but again, they may not know exactly what that is. So you want to maybe make your description very, very clear to students that this is a live session with the instructor and exactly what it is. You can also put more information there for the student. Okay. So let's just say we wanted to launch this meeting now. I can't click on it, so I could show you what it looks like. I'm going to go back to virtual classroom, and I'm going to edit that meeting and click now so that I can save it so that I can show you what this looks like. All right, so it's saved. And I can click on launch here, but let's go back to the classroom environment and see on our module 2 if it updated. When we click on it here, now we can enter the meeting. That's what it'll look like when it's time to enter the classroom. How would you like to join? I want to listen, or I want my microphone, and it's going to ask me to allow my microphone. I'm going to say yes.
You are currently the only person in this conference.
So I'm the only person right now. It's telling me that I'm not recording because obviously no one is here with me. But I'm going to click to share my camera because I want students to see me. But then all of your students that populate will populate here. And their little boxes will be right there on the side so that you could see them, they could see each other, and they can see you. Well, I guess since I started my video, it's saying it's recording. Okay, so you can, here you can initiate a poll or you can upload a presentation. Let's see, I'm going to browse for some files here. Let's see if I can find something that's a PowerPoint really quickly. I know I have a PowerPoint somewhere. All right, let's do this SACS presentation that I've done before. Let's just say I wanted to review this presentation or these slides, so I want to start that. And let's just say you wanted to go over the syllabus and you wanted to use this as an opportunity to go over the syllabus. Like you see, it can upload PDFs. And so here are each of the slides. So let's just say I wanted to go over this PowerPoint live with students and do a lecture. It will record this so students can go back. So let's just say you wanted to have some pre-recorded lectures, not necessarily a live classroom, but you see that you could do that here and it's going to insert it in the classroom. So once we're done, let's see what it looks like. I'm not going to go through each of these, but I did want to share with you, you can, let's say, write on these, say students, I want to highlight this. You can have multi-user mode so that this is me making this. You can have other persons who are logged on. let's just say that you could share your screen if you're showing something else that it's not a PowerPoint presentation. Um, or let's just say you can create a poll right here, and I don't know, you can do a custom poll option right here if you wanted to ask your students some questions, kind of see if they got it, what they think, or get some information. And I'm actually trying to see how do I get back to the, let's see, I'm going to clear that because you can also get to the whiteboard. And I do not know how to get back. But if I was to start over, there is an option or an opportunity. If you did not upload, you can actually use this as a whiteboard to just write text or imagine this being white if you could. You're doing some type of math course or you're drawing lines, you want to write text. The answer is you want to write in here, so on and so forth. You can do that. The only thing I can't figure out how to do is to get rid of the functionality of the slide and go actually back to the whiteboard. But nonetheless, that allows you to do this. So it's a little bit more functionality for you teaching the class. You can also do groups within this particular setting. So if students wanted to be able to work in their groups, this is an option for them to do that. And it can auto record so that you can look at, let's just say it was a class on leadership and you're looking at team dynamics. You could go back and do that as well. And of course, the rest is kind of self-explanatory, chat feature, and you can also call in using that information right there. Okay, so this kind of gives you a preview. Let's just stop recording. All right, and we're going to leave the meeting. I've logged out. I can close this, and I don't know. Maybe I should
You are currently the only person in this conference.
let me end the meeting instead of just leaving. All right, the session has ended. Okay, so I'm just gonna refresh my screen here to see if it gives something different to let the student know, because I am not sure myself. All right, so it's saying that the meeting is over, but the recording is not available yet, probably because it just ended. But hopefully it will put the recording here. Let me go back to the classroom just to see. And they're not available yet because it's probably still working through it. But nonetheless, this gives you a preview of the virtual classroom, and I will do a separate video on virtual teams because again, students can also work in teams. So you're able to pre-schedule and to have this in the classroom so students can click on it and know when this is going to be available. It is highly recommended that you set these up prior to the start of class. It could be drop-in hours for questions, it could be tutorials, it could be again, live lecture sessions, especially for difficult content, especially for things where students need to be demonstrated some type of activity. This can be really helpful. If you have someone, a lecturer or expert guest to come and speak to your students about a particular topic, or let's say that you want to host a live discussion in lieu of having an actual discussion post. That is also a possibility. Again, there are use cases, many of them. The sky is the limit. Thank you so much, and please do not hesitate to contact us at jarvisonline@jarvis.edu should you have further questions.